Hello YouTube friends. You know, I've been on YouTube now for, I guess it's almost 6 years. I started early in the game on YouTube. Things were quite a bit different back in those days, 6 years ago. But you know, I've had people that started watching my channel for whatever reason 5 or 6 years ago, and they've stayed in contact and still watch my videos, and I still get emails and messages from them. I can't say that's a great number. I think my subscriber base through these 6 years is up to about 1,050 or something like that, and my channel views are up around 3.5 million. And that's still hard for me to believe too, that 3.5 million people have watched something I've done, videos I've made, and that's worldwide viewers. But anyway, I've had some people that kind of have stayed as viewers for those years, and I appreciate those folks. And I still have new people that subscribe for whatever reason now and then, and I enjoy all my viewers. But I have one viewer that's been around for quite a while, and I guess I've communicated back and forth with him probably more than anybody that's watched me on YouTube. Although I have several that send me messages and we correspond back and forth at different times. But this viewer's name is Chris, and he's requested at different times different subjects to talk about, and I kind of enjoy that. It's sometimes it's hard to come up with a subject to talk about when you make a lot of YouTube videos. Of course, I haven't made that many in the last 6 months, so it shouldn't be too hard to find a subject. But anyway, way on back, I guess it was maybe that long ago, maybe 6 months ago, Chris had asked me to talk about, since I'm a senior citizen, I was 66 years old last November, if you haven't watched the channel before or you've forgotten about it. I turned 66 last November. Still working, not retired yet, still working full time. But anyway, Chris asked, if I remember his question right, was, is it more difficult to learn as you get to be older? And I guess I can't speak for people that are older than me. Maybe geriatric 1927 would answer for someone that's a bit older than me. But I guess I could answer personally for myself at my age of 66. But you know, I think that varies a whole lot. I don't think you can spread that understanding over everybody that's my age. I know people that seem to have a harder time learning than I do, and I guess there's some around that have an easier time of learning than I do. So I can only speak for myself. And I guess the answer to that is it kind of counterbalances itself. When you're younger, you have more things that are distracting to you that maybe takes away from your time or even your interest in learning. As you age, and maybe as some things are not as important as they were when you were, say, 26 instead of 66, you might be able to concentrate on certain things you'd like to learn better as you age. And I think that's, in my case, that's what's happened. And not to say your brain is as bright as it was when you were a teenager or in your early 20s. I'm supposing that it's not. Although I don't think it, there for a few years there was some information released that people lost brain cells as they aged. And you know, I think more of that may be that people use less of their brain as they age and maybe don't have ready access to the brain cells they might have had when they were using their brain more often. So I think that's an important thing, is to keep your mind active by reading, by having hobbies, by learning new hobbies, by learning and thinking about new things. And I think the internet's a great way to keep your mind and your brain fresh, I guess you would say. There's so many new things and so much to learn about YouTube and the internet and everything that's going on nowadays, all the modern electronics and all the video that we're exposed to. it should be easier to keep your brain fresh now than it's ever been. Now, I tell you what I have noticed, Chris, is as in my job, when I am working intensely, I am able to do the job easier and things flow better, and it seems my brain works better. But if I have a lull in my job where I'm not using everything I have to do in my job every day, for those of you that haven't watched before, I work as a mechanical engineer, and I've been doing it for 43 years now. But if I don't use those things that I need to do my job, I kind of get sluggish, and then when things pick back up and I have to go to working hard again, it's a little slower to get back in the process of doing the things I have to do my job. In my job now, I use a lot of the modern computers and software. I do mechanical engineering, solid modeling, where you actually make 3D models of something that you need to build for your job, or something that needs to be fabricated, or a problem that needs to be solved. So I think keeping your brain fresh and keeping your mental capacities moving mean a whole lot. Now, I don't know what happens. I've tried to retire last fall. I talked to my employer about retiring, and they wanted me to stay on for a while and help with a project I have going on right now for maybe another 18 months, and that was about 6 months ago. But after you retire, I don't know. I think it'd probably be more important then to keep your brain working on something, at least a hobby or a project or something, not just sit down and start watching TV. And that's one thing I plan to do with YouTube after I do retire, is I want to learn. I enjoy learning about computers, and I've learned about the video equipment, the new video equipment, audio equipment, and I've had to learn some new software, how to do video editing, and I plan to keep that going as I go into retirement. So a short answer, I guess, to is it harder to learn as you age? I suppose it is. But if you weigh everything and if you work at it, I think an older person can probably learn as well as a younger person if they keep their mind in that frame where they're wanting to learn and have not gone too long without trying to learn something. So I think that's an important thing. Even at a young age, I think you can probably get in a rut and not expand your things you are interested in, and probably your brain will get kind of one-tracked, and maybe you can't understand other things that you possibly could have understood or learned if you had been more, I guess, broad-minded. Hope that answers your question, Chris. Just did one a few minutes ago about another request from Eddie about the poem about Adlestrop. So I thought while I had a chance, I'd crank up the camera. And I've got a new camera, by the way. I guess it's new. I've had it a while, but it has a solid state storage in it, hard drive in it. Before that, I was using digital tapes. This one is a little better quality camera. It's faster, and I can load it directly down to my computer for processing. And I have even improved my internet connection. There for a while, I had a terrible time uploading longer videos because I had such a slow connection. But now that has improved, so I can edit and upload videos faster better than ever before. So I guess that means I should make more, maybe, since it's easier now. Anyway, I hope that answered the question, and I'll talk to you good folks on YouTube a little later on. Good evening.